Yeah, I'm Mike Mountjoy. I was the president of the society in 1989. My career has been with the firm that ended as MCM, Mountjoy Chilton Medley. We've just merged with Cherry Beckert here in the last year. And I'm chairman emeritus, so I'm still involved, but not every day involved. I went to college to be an engineer, and then after a few years I realized that's probably more work than I wanted to do. But when I moved into the business school in the early 70s, if you had a business degree, you might have a tough time getting a job. You know, Vietnam was going on, there was a recession, and I looked around and realized all the guys with accounting degrees got jobs. You know, if I'm going to be in this profession, if I'm going to do this as a career, I need to know everything I can know about the profession. And I felt like I had skills that maybe would be valuable to those who were in the profession, and I guess I kind of wanted a leadership role. Just did what I was asked to do in terms of the committee work and then in terms of the board work, and then when I was asked to be the president, I accepted. And it was a challenge, but it was certainly worthwhile. As far as what was required of me as the president of the society and a board member and so forth, it certainly did take some time, and it took some time away from the work I did at the firm. But you know, it was one of those things where you just kind of made it happen. You know, you just spend a little more time. I don't think I ever shortchanged my career and my work life because of my activities with the society, but you know, made it all happen. Took some time, but it was educational, as I said, so it was well worth it. So it all worked out. My memories of the Kentucky Society activity started out as I was on a committee. It was a newly formed committee on marketing, because when I got out of school and started in this profession, marketing was not acceptable because of ethics. But in the late 70s, there was a push for marketing, and the society formed a committee on marketing. I was involved in that committee, and that led to ultimately to a board seat, and then ultimately to be the president of the society. So the profession itself, though, is going through the change, more change in the profession. As I mentioned earlier, the profession was starting to advertise, to market the ethics that the profession had early on, which were so restrictive and protective of the profession, and the firms were starting to crumble. And firms were starting to do things in a different way. They were starting to market. They were starting to aggressively try to grow. You know, clients were starting to understand that they could negotiate fees. Early on in the profession, there were no fee negotiations. You bill by the hour. You bill the client the hours and the rate, and no questions asked. But clients started asking for proposals, which really meant a bid on a fee for a job. So it became more competitive. And there were CPAs who at that point were starting to move out into the corporate world. They became employees of clients of CPA firms. So there was some issues that went along with that. But it was a changing time, exciting time, made it all worthwhile. Well, on behalf of all of those who have gone before me in the role as chair, and all of those who have passed that CPA exam and participated in the Kentucky Society for these many years, I want to congratulate everyone on this 100-year anniversary, and I look forward to the profession having another successful 100 years in the future.